Welcome to another episode of Project Raven, and today we're going to be fitting diesel heater. Well, we're going to be attempting to fit the diesel heater, let's put it that way. But first I've got to get it up in the air, and you're going to help me do that. So I'm going to put you down the front, and then you're going to watch me go up on the ramps and tell me when I need to stop. I hate going up on ramps. Anyway, right, now we need to get the back end jacked up. So I've got it jacked up, as you can see. We're on axle stands at the back. I've got the jack. I'll be using that to drop the fuel tank. But first, I mean, as you can see, we haven't finished the insulation yet. But like I said in another video, videos are going to overlap because I only have a certain amount of time when she comes up to do the work. So let's go and have a look where we're going to put this. I mean, I've got an idea. I've got an idea where I want to put it, which is behind the driver's seat. Let's have a look down here. Oh, let's have a look. Oh, now then. That's not what I was expecting there. Right, so we've got a bit of work to do. I mean, obviously the fuel tank's got to come down, which is a couple of straps. Just going across there. Right. I'm going to have to try and get ooh, that's bright. Yeah, it's going to be fun, this. But we'll see what we can do. I think first... Oh. Switch that off, because that is frigging bright. Do not look into that light. That's definitely bright. Right, where I want to put it is down there somewhere. So I think the driver's seat's going to have to come out. Right, so we've got a slight change of plan because this turret that I bought to mount the diesel heater on under there is too big. So now I've got to drill lots of holes. Well, I've got to drill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 holes. Bugger. But I'm going to use that to mark where I need to drill the holes. So once I've done that, I'll show you. It's been a bit of time. Had to go out and get a right size hole saw because I didn't have one. I had one too small or too big, so I had to go and get one. So there we are, there's the holes. Now in this bit here where the ABS wire comes, there was a little nipple there that was blanked off. So I've cut the end of it off. And I'm going to feed the fuel pump wire down through that. So that's going to be nice and tidy. Next thing is to put that in, then mount the heater, and that's the easy bit done. Then I've got to drop the fuel tank, which I'm really looking forward to. Got that bit coupled in. Stop fouling cables or anything like that. Handbrake cable is fine. You can get to these cables to plug everything else in, and it's bolted up nice and securely. Right, so it's the next day, and it's even colder today than it was on the other day, which wasn't yesterday because I had a day off because I wasn't feeling particularly well. Anyway, so we've got to finish this diesel heater off. So we've got, you'll not be able to see it. Light on. There you are. Right, so I'm going to have to move. I have to bend this heat shield a little bit so we can get the air intake on and the exhaust. For it to come round this way. And then I've got to drop the fuel tank, get it all plumbed up, and then we're sorted. So let's crack on with that. Right, now some people have said that you need to move the handbrake cable. You don't need to move the handbrake cable, and you don't need to move the ABS sensor cable, because I've got them in there. I've got it in there without moving either of them, and it's not fouling anything because I can get my hand round there and I can get my hand round there. Now obviously the Autoterm one has to be mounted that way up if it's going sideways, so the heat out is here. So that's going to be ducted from there. Well, I don't know where I'm going to duct it yet, but it's going to be coming from there, either out and round this way and up here, or maybe straight up through the floor. We haven't decided yet. Now if I showed you everything that I'm going to do and how I was doing it, this video would be hours, and nobody's going to watch a video for hours. So once I've done certain jobs, I'll pick you back up and I'll show you what I've done. Okay? I've finally got all this lot coupled up to here. Got the cables and the fuel pipe just dangling down there. Got the air intake there, which is bracketed up to there, and just a tie wrap round that bit. And the exhaust is coming out there. So So I'm hoping that's going to be alright, because it looks like that. Hopefully the exhaust, I mean I've got a little bit of longer pipe than that if it becomes a problem, so I can always change that and make it a bit longer. But everything's solid. So now is the fun bit where I have to drop the fuel tank. I'm not looking forward to this bit, but I've got to do it. So once I've dropped it, I'll put the light back on. So for dropping the fuel tank, we have got a bolt up there, and there's one up there. Will you be able to see it? I don't know. So that's these two straps. So there's another one there and one over there. You have to put a jack underneath it. Oh. And there's this little shroud here that I'm going to have to take off, and there's a couple of bolts underneath that. Then all that lot will come loose. So once I've done that, I'll pick you back up and I'll show you that bit. 2 bolts from in there done. So I think that seems loose. There's a T20 Torx just there. You see that? That's holding that bit. I've got the brackets holding the tank. They're all undone. So let's drop this tank down nice and slowly. Hopefully there's not a lot of juice in it, and it's going to come down nice and easy, I hope. We seem to be stuck on something. I don't know what we're stuck on. Let's go and have a wiggle. This is when you could really do with 2 people doing this. But I don't have 2 people. I only have myself. Take it a bit more. Just take it down to there a little bit. Give it another wiggle. Oh well, it seems to be stuck on the heat shield for the exhaust, which I'm going to have to try and just bend out the way if I can. Luckily it is on a thin aluminium, so it will bend fairly easily. But you can rip it. Right, let's drop it down a bit more.